You are listening to Rhino Radio, and this is Asker from Vola.
Subscribe.
Or of Rhino Radio here today, and I'm really excited because I'm speaking to Asker of Vola. How are you doing today, mate?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll be honest, one of your friends gave me a sneak peek of your new album, Witness, that's out on May 21st, and it's a great ride. It's a bit bumpy because it got a bit dark at some point, but I loved it. I felt like I'm kind of in a really dark jacuzzi. Um, so I was wondering, I'm guessing the recording and all the process around the release of the album was probably different from anything you've ever done before with lockdown and the emotional state of everything changing around you. What was your best memory from either the recording, the promotion, anything relating to Witness up to today?
Well, we recorded the drums for the album in February last year, so that was right before the lockdown in Denmark. And like the timing wasn't that bad for us because we were just going to sit by the computer anyway. So after having been like in a social environment for the drums, we were like the entire band in the studio with an engineer there. We were just me and the other guys when they should record by the computer. So it didn't affect us much that the society was shutting down. But I think the best moment so far has been maybe releasing the first single from the album and just sort of returning to like to people's, our listeners' awareness by releasing new music. That was very nice to see that people were happy about it, and yeah, I'm very happy about the reception.
Well, I've been enjoying the singles and very much the videos as well. But something that kind of amused me, entertained me, and I wanted to know if the irony escaped you. Your previous album was released in 2018, and it was kind of talking about social media, even criticizing it. And to top it all, it was even called Applause of a Distant Crowd. And then you went into lockdown. And then we all went into streaming concerts and gigs, and you actually got the name of your album. Did you actually talk about that during lockdown, thinking maybe we did this?
Yeah, I have thought a bit about um, how that album is sort of some of the themes are playing out right now for people. Um, so yeah, if they can use that album for solace in some way now, that's cool. um, but yeah, that's a strange coincidence, definitely.
And did your social media use changed over the last year? I mean, it kind of gave us the wings to meet people, to go places, even though you're stuck at home. So, and on top of that, if I'm not mistaken, you met your drummer on YouTube. So are
Yeah.
you still as strongly, I'm not going to say against, but opinionated about social media? Anything changed there?
Um, well, it's something we have to learn to live with for good and bad, and there are many good things about it. The way we can connect with people across the globe, and find opinions that are different from our own somewhere else that can change our own way of viewing the world. So it gives us an opportunity to sort of break with our own echo chambers and just um, get more knowledgeable about uh, society in general, I would say. Um, for this album, it has been very rewarding to see, for example, how people have used, like we released these creator packs that people could download and then play along to our songs and then put their covers on YouTube, for example. So it feels like we have released music and now they are giving us something back by showing us those covers they are making. So, and that's happening on social media. So that's a really nice interaction, I think.
And I think you're not commonly called a political band. So how would you react if I would call you a political band? Maybe not in the traditional way of saying I'm criticizing the government, but more on the personal is political. Would you accept that?
Um, well, I think the basis for the lyrics are very much uh, characters that I invent, and they might have like all kinds of views on the world. I might put myself in there, so that I can relate somewhat to what I'm singing. But I like to have those like open borders, sort of, by just being able to write about anything. Um, so if I'm commenting on society, it might be from the point of view of a character in the song, and what how much that is me and how much that is that particular character. That's up for debate. Um, but I think that's an interesting place to be as a lyricist. Um, so I haven't thought of ourselves as a personal band, political band in that sense.
But if I
Um,
got it right, if I'm mistaken, witness touches on some sort of a correlation between our relationships or a relationship, but also a person and the leadership around it. So either the government, nation. So it made it even more obvious to me, as I interpreted it, about becoming a bit more political. You can also say something maybe similar. Again, you can disagree with me that applause of a distant crowd was also about us and our society as individuals, which is also some sort of a political act. So again, it's not about let's overturn the government, but still about defining the powers of society. So would you characterize the band now as a bit more political in the more kind of old-fashioned way of seeing it?
I don't know. That's difficult. I think I think the main focus is relationship between people. So those near uh, things that everyone experiences. So friendships to solving, like romantic relationships to solving. Um, so it's about people living in society. But I don't know how much it's about how they are affected by a greater power. But there is a song like Head Mounted Sideways, for example, that is a bit more zoomed out and that reflects on how um, like authorities, people in power can destroy a society if they don't make wise choices. Um, but that again is sung from a character's point of view. So I don't even know how much that is me and how much that's just something I'm in, how much that is a place I'm inspired to be in at the moment.
So your fans know everything you've just said, and obviously they've been following you from In Mazes that touches on kind of the internal struggles and the relationship with oneself. And then we said the applause of a distant crowd touches on relationship of our closer ones. And then Witness maybe kind of broadens it even more. So I found this rumor online that I want you to either confront or confirm that your fans think that you're already working on the next installment. There is already something in the works, that it might be even broader than Witness. It's going to be our relationships with aliens, with outer space. Is that the next step of Vola?
um, well, it would be boring if I just said no, right? um, I can tell you right now the focus is on this album, and we haven't written any new material since we finished the last song for Witness. So whatever happens from now on is it's a chapter that we haven't begun yet.
Um, I read some words that musicians said about creation during the last year. Did you feel like it was struggling to be creative during lockdown, or did you find it more cathartic? Did you become creative outside of Vola to deal with it, our new reality?
I was very busy just producing the album and recording. So I feel like the creative part of the process was before the lockdown, just writing all the songs. So I've just been tracking vocals for for days and days, and not had much time to be creative. So that's what I'm excited about beginning to do now, to work on something new again. Um, because it can get tedious sometimes to record. It's not a particularly creative process. I would say it's more about just doing the same thing over and over again and try to have your heart in it every time. So um, yeah, so the timing wise, I haven't been that creative. Um, what about you? Have you used the time for creative endeavors?
Well, I've perfected my banana bread skills. Amazing. And I think my body turned to the shape of a banana bread as well. I'm not sure if I should be proud of that, if that's a creative thing, but that's something that I've definitely perfected during the last year. Uh,
Really tasty.
something,
I understand.
yes, I'm oozing some maple syrup sometimes when I'm sweating. So very creative there. Um, something that I've really enjoyed from what we got from Witness and over the last couple of years, what I've been following Vola is the visual side of it. That Vola has been treating us with richness of colors and even visual stories. Obviously, the name of the album is Witness, so it's about seeing as well, or at least being present around something. I think that one representation of the cover art is the eye's pupil. So it's also about seeing, being seen. So I was wondering if I can kind of turn that back to you and asking about a moment in life, doesn't have to be from Vola, that you've witnessed something that changed you, either made you a better person, made you realize that things are not the way that you thought. What is something that is very memorable in your history as a human of something that you've witnessed?
Um, well, I think something that comes to mind is, for example, witnessing Meshuggah live for the first time, which totally blew my mind because they're not only incredibly tight and recreating the sound of their albums, but they also have this amazing light show that puts you in a hypnotic state. Um, so in terms of my musical life, that has been very inspiring to see that it's possible to create a live show like that. Um, but yeah, I guess there are many more, but that just came to mind.
Okay, well, thank you very much for sharing that. Oscar, as I said, if people that are watching us now haven't put Witness in their pre-save, pre-order list, then they should do it now. I've been enjoying the singles and the album as well, so I can definitely recommend firsthand that people need to check it out. The visuals, the singles that are out are great as well, so if you need more reasons to check it out, then do it now. Is there anything else that you would like to say to fans and listeners before we say goodbye?
Hope to see you like in a live performance setting as soon as it's possible. Yeah, would be awesome.
Hopefully very soon. So as we said, Witness is going to be out May 21st. Asker of Vola, thank you very much for your time. It's been an honor and a pleasure talking to you.
Likewise, thank you very much for taking the time.
Subscribe. Subscribe.